Number 4 of analyzing linear functions, we're going to start with the domain. So as I go from left to right, I would do this if I were you, something like this. And I want to stop whenever I don't see a part of the graph. So there's part of the graph, I'm checking the x's, there's part of the graph. Even right there, I can see there's a dot on top, part of the graph, part of the graph. Even right there is part of the graph. It is endless to the left and to the right. There's always part of the graph. So up here, it's negative infinity to positive. Now I'm going to start with the range. So I'm going to start down below. We always start down here, right? Lowest part first. So I'm going to stop as soon as I see the graph. Okay, and stop. And that number is negative 3. Is Dominic reminding me last time? I do need to include it. So it has brackets, okay? Then I let it go. I keep going. Oh, there we go. I'm going to stop again. I see part of the graph. What is the y value? It is 1. Then I start again. Oh, this is tricky. So I stop. What's that y value? It is 3. But am I going to include the 3 because it's a circle? Don't include it because it's a circle. Make it a parenthesis. And then it's endless going upwards. Does all of that matter, miss? It does matter. It does matter whether it's parentheses or brackets. Okay, increasing, decreasing, and constant. And I'm going to put parentheses first of all so I know I don't make any mistakes. Remember, I'm going to analyze it from left to right and using x values. So I can see this is a constant. I'm just going to write con. This is constant. And from left to right, you'd be going uphill. So what's the one thing that's missing? So I'm going to go to decreasing right now, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to write, there is none. Or you may go like this. Or if you wrote NA, I would count that as well. There's none. Let's do the constant first. So as an x value, there's no limit how far it goes to the far left. So negative infinity. And it continues to be constant until it gets to a value of, what's this x value? It is what? Negative 2. That's kind of tricky. And then this part is also constant from an x value of negative 2 all the way to an x value of 5. How do you know whether it's going to be brackets or parentheses? It is always parentheses for increasing, decreasing, and constant. This is increasing in terms of x values. What does it start at? What x value does it start at? 5. And it increases as it goes to the right. Okay, I'm going to make this little midline. And I'm going to start with positive. It's positive from an x value of negative 2. It's positive all the way to 5. On both ends, we're going to include it. Okay? Then this portion is also positive. So 5 in this case happens to be with an open circle. And as it goes to the right, continues to go to the right and upwards, it will continue to be positive. So although this is acceptable, you also could write it like this. This would be acceptable, or this way. They're the same thing. Because here we can see they're at the same points, right? We need to include the 5. So either way would be fine. Now where is it negative? It comes from the far left, and it's negative all the way up to an x value of negative 2. There is an open circle, so I put a parenthesis. Negative 7 goes with, so I'm going to go to negative 7. I go down. This is a y value of negative 3. Negative 2. Okay, here's negative 2. Is it an answer of negative 3 or is it an answer of 1? Well, I look for the closed. It is 1. Let's go to 5. Does 5 belong to 1 or does 5 belong to 3? It belongs to 1. Closed circle. And let's go to 7. I go all the way over to 7. I can see 7 happens to go with 7. Now, if I drew these circles to the very far left and very far right, and I had to examine, now this is slightly different than what we've done. As I go to the very, very far left, this means far left for x's. Is this headed straight up? Is it headed down? Or is it constant at one value? What's that y value? Negative 3. And now as I go to the very, 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 very far right, what's happening way over here? Is it going up, down, or is it constant? Up. How do I write up? I don't put the words up, I put positive infinity. Go ahead, please, and let's look at x and y-intercepts. So I can see this never, ever crosses the x-axis. I have a couple ways we can write that. Do I have to write all of these? Not at all. Just one of these would be acceptable. there is a y-intercept right here at 0, 1. At 0, 1.